Welcome to C-Suite on Your Street, a show where we talk about what you need to know to start, run, and grow your small business. I'm your host, LaTaunya Howard, and on this program, we will speak with entrepreneurs and experts on a wide range of business topics. Our goal, to share resources, tips, and tricks to help you operate and think like a CEO, wherever you are on your entrepreneurial journey. Today's guest is Mark Wells, a business consultant with the Maryland Small Business Development Centers. The SBDC provides sound advice and consulting to small businesses across the state, and Mr. Wells has personally helped business owners throughout Prince George's County. Mr. Wells has an extensive background in working with small businesses, and today he will share how you can receive one-stop assistance for your business. Mr. Wells, welcome to the show.
Good morning, LaTaunya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Well, I know that you have a lot of information that you want to give us today, but let's start off by you telling us a little bit about your experience and what motivates you to work with small businesses.
Well, I started off in banking, and in 20 years of being a small business lender and also a small business analyst. And I was kind of seeing how I could help my own community, because I live in Prince George's County and actually a graduate of Bowie State. So it kind of brought me back after I went through my banking career, brought me back, and this is an avenue where I can give back to the community.
Excellent. Now, what motivates you to work with small businesses?
Well, it kind of makes me happy to see a business grow. If you can come to a business and you get them in when they're in their infancy, and then you can take them to their veteran stage and they're profitable and they're making money, oh, that's like a feather in my cap as well as theirs.
I imagine so. So we know that you work with the Maryland Small Business Development Centers. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about what the SBDC does.
Oh, I didn't sign it?
Well, the SBDC takes businesses in 3 different stages: a prevention business, a experienced business, and a startup business. And each one of them, we have benefits for each one of them. If you're a prevention business, that means that you're coming up with an idea and you're going, what you're educated to do, and you want to pursue it. So then you're essentially trying to find a way to do that. First of all, you want to start off with the state, get registered with the state and get registered with your EIN number. We have courses for that. We have courses for, it's called Ready, Set, Go. That's the beginning courses, and there's the Smart Start course. That's a beginning course that teaches you about banking. It teaches you about bonding and insurance. It teaches you about the legalities of going into business. And it also has a marketing person. Each one of these people that teach in this course, it's a 4-hour course, are subject matter experts. So you get some expertise that comes with that course at a minimum cost.
Okay. Now, I know you work with business owners throughout the state, and you've been with the SBDC how long now?
2 years.
Okay, very good. Can you give some examples of case studies of pre-venture businesses that you've worked with, some of their specific challenges and how the SBDC has helped them to overcome those challenges?
Well, a lot of businesses, when they start off, they come out of the industry that they worked in before. So they have a built-in idea, but how do they manifest that idea into something profitable? So what we do is get them structured, fundamentally structured, to go into business. That means their EIN numbers and all those things are in place. Then once they get in place, then there are other classes that can help them further their business. Marketing classes, and also counseling by your counselor. Now, most of the time the counselors there, every one of them there that I've met has got 20 to 30 years experience. When you look around the room there's no person there that you can't go to and get some information from, whether it's technology or whether it's retail or a restaurant. There's someone there that is a subject matter expert that can help you grow your business. And a lot of them have been in business themselves.
Okay, good. So the other profile that you mentioned, what you just told us about, was the pre-venture profile, mm-hmm. the aspiring business owner who is still conceptualizing starting a business but has not yet taken that first step. The next profile, I imagine, will be the startup profile. Mm-hmm. That's the business that has been in business for up to a year. Tell us specifically about how the SBDC can help this particular client profile.
Well, let's take a guy that's, because technology is big now and everybody wants to go into IT or cybersecurity. Well, the startup, he's got one contract and he's out. And so he's out the box and he's making a little money, but he's handling that contract. What we want him to do is grow that business into 10 contracts. where he truly becomes an entrepreneur and he's the CEO, not the manager of that contract. Because a lot of times in small business, we get caught up with hands-on. Well, it's great to have hands-on, but after a while, you've got to bring in the people that can help you and help grow the business. You can't grow the business if it's a one-man team.
Right. And that's a very interesting point, because I, as a business owner, know that it's important to work on your business instead of in your business. And like you alluded to earlier, in my business, I work with a lot of other businesses as well. And a lot of businesses feel that because they have certain industry knowledge that they can easily transfer that into a business. And what they wind up doing is working so much in the business at that technical level that they don't work at the CEO level. What are some specific examples that you can give me of how you've helped business owners make that transition from the technician, if you will, to the CEO, as you mentioned?
Well, LaTaunya, I think you and I have had this conversation.
I think we have. I think we have.
So, well, a lot of times it comes back to that you do it really well. You're really smart, really educated, and you don't think anybody else can do that. That's just not the rule. You have to be able to transfer. You have to bring in people that you can trust, and you also have to see how you can expand your business. And if you're going to expand, you got to have people. You can't be in two places at one time. So an IT person, if he's got 10 IT offices, he's got to have a person, an engineer, or somebody there that's capable. In reference to, I got a lot of construction people, and they get caught up in doing one-dimensional things when they have to expand themselves. What I did with one construction person, I had them go to Clark Construction and take their mentoring program. Taught them how not just to be a subcontractor stuck doing what the primary construction person does, that they become the primary. And then they're hiring the subs, and they're spreading out their talent, and they're reaping the benefits of being able to do multiple things.
Okay, great. Now, are there any specific courses that the SBDC offers specifically for business owners that are looking to get out of that working in your business mode to working on your business mode?
Well, I think a lot of the marketing courses just help them with that. Okay. Because if you got the influx of business coming in, a lot of times you can't be a great marketer and be a great business owner. You got to have somebody that comes in and does the marketing for you. Therefore, that course offers that. And it also brings a subject matter expert there a lot of times that you can hire. So that marketing person that you hire, and we have a lot of referrals on the marketing side.
Great.
So that you can go out, not just the courses, but individuals that can help you with your business. And when you're trying to grow your business, a lot of times you got to take a step back and look at where's the avenue for you to grow your business. If it's retail, and you want to look at what's going on with your demographics, you want to look at what's going on with your product. If you have one product that you're selling hair products, and this one hair product is booming and other hair products are not, what are you going to do to counter that? What are you going to do change on your website? What are you going to change on your marketing strategy? It's those kind of things that we have experts. And we also have in-house marketing at the university that you can come up and ask them to do a particular strategy that you think might work for you.
Okay, that's great. Now, you also mentioned the importance of team building at this particular phase, the startup phase. What are some specific courses or programs that the SBDC has to help people build their teams?
Well, it's expanding your business. Whenever you're expanding your business, you're going to be building your team. But I was talking to a young lady today, and she's a translator, and on a much larger scale than you think about a translator, but she translated for congressmen and things of that nature. And we have them put together what is called a capability statement. And so on that statement sometimes, they just talk about what they can do, which is not true. You want to talk about what your team can do. If she speaks Japanese and her team speaks Spanish and they speak Farsi or any other language that's out there, all of that needs to be on her capability statement, because she expands what she does, and she expands what her company can do. So when she presents that to someone, they're going to say, wow, you're just not a person that speaks one language. You can do 10 languages, and you can have us in 10 different places, and therefore, there's your team. Okay,
that's great. So far you've told us about the pre-venture client profile, the profile, once again, that has not yet started a business but is conceptualizing the business, and how you can help, or how the SBDC can help them set up the structure of their business, whether it's the EIN, the employer identification number, the business structure that they want to have, whether it's a sole proprietorship, an LLC, or something else. You've told us about the startup client profile, the business that has been in business for up to a year, and the different types of marketing information that the SBDC provides, among other things. The third profile, I think, is the experience profile, and this is the business that has been in business for more than a year. Tell us specifically how the SBDC can help these business owners.
Well, usually it's the veteran business owner, and I would say 2 years. That's because the normal bank would say you're a veteran because they have 2 years, 1 year to compare against the next. And usually, a lot of times when they're at that 2-year point, they get kind of stuck sometimes, or even at the 5-year point, they can get stuck. And what happens is they're not actually marketing their business. And it comes back to you got to be the entrepreneur, and you got to hire the right people to get the business going. So you cannot be all things to the business. It's just impossible for you to do that. So at that particular stage, what kind of marketing are you doing? Do you have a good business plan? Do you have a good capability statement? So a lot of people, when they start their business, they start a business plan and they forget about it. That's a moving animal. You have changes every year. Every time you get a new client, every time you have a downfall in your business, that changes your business plan because you got to change the focus to counter for those things that are coming at you. So a lot of times we'll come up with different strategies. If you're marketing and you're not using the media, that's a problem. If you're marketing and you're not using the internet, that's a problem. There are internet classes that can help expand your business. If your website is not interactive, what are you going to do? You just show them the stuff and they're not going to see it. Today's world, a lot of people don't like to read, so you have to have a snapshot of what you do. Do you have a 30-second elevator speech that you can talk about your business for 30 seconds? Do you have your capability statement that walks with you all the time? Are you networking? Are you doing the things that's going to help your business grow? If you are a construction person, every time one of these major construction companies has a networking event, you should be there. If nothing else, to make them familiar with your face and what you do. Oh, well, let's call on Charles because he does green construction. He does demolition. He does rehab. So those kind of things, get your name out there. I saw his flyer on the wall at Clark Construction. Let's call this guy because he can do what we need him to do.
Right. Okay. So it sounds like at the experience level, 2 years or more in business, the focus is really on helping the business owner to get the word out about their business and really marketing, making sure that there's awareness in the marketplace so that they can take their business to the next level. Is that fair?
That's fair. And one of the things I recommend that you do, there's so many entities out here that can help you network your business. There's the Chamber of Commerce, there's the Bowie Innovation Center, there's the SBDC. We do events ourselves. In fact, we just did an event last year that I was truly impressed with, and I don't want to, put a feather in our own hat, but the Hispanic population that we have were able to attract for one of our seminars was 400 people there. And I mean, I was impressed because I've been in banking a long time. We've done a lot of seminars, and I was jumping up and down if I got over 100 people. To have 400 people to come out and see what we do and network amongst themselves was unbelievable.
Okay, well, congratulations on that. Now, in addition to the classes and the programs that the SBDC provides, and many of the programs, we haven't talked about this, are free. Is that right? Or very low cost? Very
low cost on all of the classes. I think an expensive class for us might be $100, $150.
Wow.
We have several of them are free. We have virtual classes that are free. And all the counseling, any counselor you see is free.
Let's talk a little bit more about the counseling. If we have viewers who are interested in meeting with a counselor, tell me what they can expect when they meet with a counselor. I mean, you're a business consultant yourself or a business counselor. Tell us a little bit about what that entails and what your normal day is like as a business consultant.
Well, let's take, for instance, before I got here, it almost made me late. I did 8A counseling. When people go to put their 8A application in case you don't know that's for disadvantaged individuals that are trying to start a business.
Right, that's one of the programs at the Small Business Association or certifications.
Right. And so they're going to put a package together. And a lot of times they just don't know what, even though they get a list, they still don't know how to put it together properly. And they go online and they put it in and it gets rejected. And it turns a 90-day process into a 6-month process. Well, we try to eliminate that rejection. So today, I went through every aspect, every tax return, all her, how she filed with the state, what's going on with her business, so that she doesn't go wrong and do something wrong, like she's got an investment property that's over $250,000 worth, and she's got $250,000 in income from investment properties. She can't apply for 8A. They have to know that so they don't waste their time. So that's the kind of things we do. Now, when we talk about helping people at that stage, there's subject matter experts, as I would consider myself a subject matter expert on finance. So we're going to sit down if you want to put a loan package together. A lot of people put stuff in a loan package that will immediately eliminate them from getting a loan. And it's not necessary to put it in. So what we do is go through the entire loan package, your last 3 years' tax returns, looking if you have to explain something. If you had $500,000 in income 1 year, and then you went up to $1 million, then you came back down to $500,000. You'd have to explain that, because that's a big change in structure. That graph would go like that. So what you want to do is make sure that you have all those explanations up front. If there's something wrong, you want to run your credit report on yourself. There's so many avenues out here where you can run a credit report on yourself that you would be able to explain what's going on your credit report and tell them why you have an 800 credit score, or tell them why you got a 620. So what we do is I guess we run interference on all those things that could hurt you going into business. So it turns out that we can help you going into business.
Okay, that sounds great. Now, how would the business consulting services work for a business that is once again, pre-venture? They're not yet in business. You mentioned before the EIN and setting up the business structure. Is there anything else from a business consulting perspective that the pre-venture aspiring entrepreneur can benefit from?
Well, I think that when I'm looking at a new business like that, a pre-venture business, that they want to look at what is the opportunity out there for them that's yielding business. Now, you don't want to go into something that's obsolete, and you also don't want to go into something that you don't know about. So I ran into a guy, and I thought it was a great idea that he came up with, is that he's teaching people that engineers that graduate and can't get a job, he's teaching them how to be certified in cybersecurity. So he's become a referral for me, because if I have an engineer that comes in and I say, well, you're looking for a job, you can't find a job, what's your level of expertise outside of just having a degree? And he doesn't know, so let's get him certified in cybersecurity. I have the same kind of things that happen, and a janitor came to me and he said, I'm just moved to the state and I want to get a job in janitorial services. Well, I said, well, there's a dime a dozen janitors out here, and anybody can be a janitor. So we got to talking, and I said, so what's your strategy? Where's your niche? Where are you going? I said, do you have any certifications? And he turned around, and he's got 10 different certifications in picking up medical waste. I said, that's not on your capability statement. That's not even in your 30-second speech. Don't you think that's extremely important? And those are the kind of things that we try to draw out of people, so that makes them much more marketable and makes, what they're doing to become a wanted product.
Okay, so that sounds like when someone is at the pre-venture stage, they can meet with a consultant just to further conceptualize their business model, make sure that they are on the right track to start a business that there actually is a demand and a need for. So you guys can really sit down and just help them think critically through those things.
Right.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And tell me about when a business, regardless of what stage they're in, when they want to meet with a consultant, is there anything they should already have prepared so that the meeting with the consultant can be more fruitful?
Well, I think they should take a course before they come in, especially pre-venture. They should take the Ready, Set, Start course that gives them all their fundamental things to do. Then I think they also should take the Smart Start. And of course, before they go online with us, go to our website and sign up, they should take the Smart Start assessment, because that kind of lets them know where they are in business. If you don't have a clue what's going on, then maybe you should not be in business. So that kind of gives you an understanding of what you should be doing when you take the Smart Start assessment. And it also rings a bell with your counselor. Your counselor sees a guy, oh, he scored really high. Let me call him up and see what we can do. Then the guy that scored really low, you might want to just point him in the direction of taking some of these courses so he can conceptualize what he's doing.
Okay. What are some of the specific questions, if you can tell us, what will be on the Smart Start assessment? Because I think I might take advantage of that myself. What are some queries that come out of that?
It asks you, what kind of business you have, and ask you to put in your NAICS codes, and so that you have an understanding.
And NAICS codes are
codes that define the business. Like if you're a hairstylist, you might have a particular code, or if you're a dentist, it's a particular code that goes along with that. So if you don't know what your codes are, sometimes that kind of fundamentally tells you got to do a little homework.
Right.
Okay, so you got to find out where you're marketing. I have a lot of people that are into health food. Now that's great, but where's the health food market? If you're selling just beets because you know that beets cure heart disease, who else knows that out there? What are you going to get them to come in the store? How's that going to work for you? You need to expand that to multiple health foods or something of that nature. And that's the kind of thing we teach you as far as marketing. You sit down in front of a counselor, you better be prepared, because I'm going to ask you the questions that's going to verify whether you know what you're doing or not.
Okay, and the Smart Start assessment, once again, will also help in that due diligence phase.
Right.
Okay, excellent. So you provided some really good information about what the SBDC does, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. I have personally used the SBDC, and I continue to do so. You and I, as you alluded to, continue to work together on a business consulting level. And we do our best to make this show as practical and as actionable as possible. So for those viewers who really want to begin to take advantage of the services that the SBDC provides, what are 3 action items that you think they should take, or you recommend that our viewers take today to begin leveraging those services?
First thing they should do is sign up. It takes them about 20 seconds, and it comes back to your Smart Start assessment.
Okay, and what is your website where they can sign up?
It's www.marylandsbdc.org.
Okay, great. Okay, so the first step is go to the SBDC website.
Exactly.
What will be the next step that they can take?
Well, it depends on where you're at, the stages that you're in business. If you're a new business, then you want to take courses, or even a pre-venture, you want to take the courses that are offered. There are over 20 courses there, from QuickBooks to how do you write a successful business plan. That's a big course, because that's an ongoing thing that you're going to do for the rest of your business. And I think one of the most important part is the 3-year analysis of yourself, the cash flow, and for the month-to-month, day-to-day business.
Okay, so that's step 2, find a course after you go to the website, and wherever you are in these client profiles that we talked about, pick a class that's best for where you are.
Then set up an appointment with your counselor.
Okay, and that will be step 3.
That's step 3, right? And that's an ongoing appointment. I think that even when you start off, it's great. You should see them periodically. But as you're in business and your business changes, your demographics changes, you've got to change. So a lot of times people don't identify that. And I have to go back to banking on this. I had a church that was booming when I first gave them a loan a long time ago, and it was an African-American church, and it was in a particular neighborhood, and they had over 500 members. Neighborhood changed. The neighborhood became a Hispanic neighborhood. They couldn't understand why they didn't still have the 500 members. And I said, this is a simple reason you don't have a Hispanic preacher in here. And I said, the minute you do that, it'll change. And offer Mass in Spanish. And absolutely did for them. Okay,
great. All right, so once again, those 3 action items are go to the website, which is www.marylandsbdc.org. Step 2 is to sign up for a program, which again will be free or low cost, depending upon where you are in these client profiles that we talked about. And step 3 would be to set up an appointment with a consultant.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of times when individuals come to us, they're scared because they think it's going to cost them a lot of money. It does not. And not only the courses don't cost very much, but we have other avenues. We have other people that we partner with that do a lot of things that are free.
Okay, wonderful. And if any of our viewers want to contact you, how can they do that?
You can contact me. It's always great to contact me by email. It's mwells14 at UMD, that's University of Maryland, .edu. Now, the main number there is 301-403-8300.
Okay, great. Well, Mr. Wells, thank you so much for your time today. You've provided so much information for us. And thank you for tuning in to C-Suite on Your Street. Be sure to join us again next time to learn more about how you can start, run, and grow your small business. Until then, I'd like to leave you with our quote of the month. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Take care.